Hey everybody, Katie Evans, Living 48 Real Estate Team. Super excited to be back with you guys for another one of our weekly videos. So I thought about showing up today in like a farmer outfit and convince you that we were talking about Idaho spuds, but we're not. And I don't have a farmer outfit, so there you go. But today, and I've loved this topic as we've shared it on social media this week. We're talking about one of those little things that realtors always say, and you're like, you're speaking a foreign language. So today we're talking about the SPDS, SPDS, okay? And what that really stands for is the seller property disclosure statement. And it's a really, really important document for both the buyer and the seller in the sales process. And so that's why we're talking about it this week. So anyway, want you to know we're not talking about potatoes. We're talking about the seller property disclosure statement. So why is this important document a part of everything that we do during the sales process? Now, this is a disclosure document that the seller offers and provides to the buyer contractually. It's listed in the contract that you will be providing it. Whether or not you have all of the information or not, that's not really the point. The point is that you will be providing it with whatever information that you do know. The reason that this document is so important, and it's so important that you as a seller, I'm going to talk to the buyers in a minute, but you as a seller take the time to fill this out honestly, truthfully, and completely. I don't want you to elaborate, but honestly, truthfully, and completely, is it because it is going to save you from potentially being sued later on when the buyer finds something that you should have disclosed that you didn't disclose. So, super important cover your fanny document for the seller. Now, for the buyer, this is a really great document because it tells you a lot of the things that the seller already knows about the house that you probably won't be able to see, won't know, won't that kind of thing. So they know the history of the house better than most. And so even though you're going to have inspections done and you're going to have all these other things done so that you learn the house a little bit better, this document is going to be very, very important to you to review to find maybe some of the information that you didn't know about the house. All right. That's why it is so important. Now, the SPDS, or the seller property disclosure statement, is divided into a bunch of different categories. There is the ownership and property category, the building and safety category, a utilities category, environmental information category, sewer and waste treatment category, and then any additional information. So in the ownership and the property, they will disclose like how long they've lived in the property, if it's ever been a rental, that kind of stuff. In the building and safety, they will talk about any improvements, any damages that might have happened to the property in the past, how they repaired it, that kind of thing. In the utilities section, we're going to talk about what they know about, who's the water company, who's the electric company, where do you get your power from, all that kind of stuff. So you get a lot of the utilities and where to go set up your utilities in that portion. In the environment, we're talking about things like, are you close to an airport? Are you close to a dairy farm? Are you close to a railroad? Those kinds of things. Sewer and wastewater treatment, are you on a sewer or are you on a septic? And if you're on a sewer, are you aware of any sewer line issues or anything of that nature? And then there's an additional section that allows the seller to disclose anything else that they might think is important. So that's a really, really broad explanation of what the SPDS are. But I want you to know that this is a super important document between the seller property disclosure statement, the insurance claims report that you're going to get, and the inspections that will be done on the property. This is how you're going to get your best information on the overall condition of the property. So those are really, really important things to do, things to have, things to get. Now, I will just throw this little tidbit in there for you, especially if you're a seller. I actually like to have the seller property disclosure statement before we ever go live on the MLS, and I add it as a document into the MLS, because if there's anything in there that's going to keep somebody from purchasing your home, I'd rather have them have that information up front than wait until we're in the inspection period and have them canceled then, when we may have had a better buyer who wouldn't have canceled. So that's my tip. That's how I choose to do it. And yeah, that is the SPUDs. So now you guys can go out there, pretend like you are a realtor, and talk about realtor lingo, and SPUDs, seller property disclosure statement, is your first vocabulary word. All right, you guys have a great day. Thanks for watching the video. We'll talk to you later.